For my project on invertebrates, I choose to study tardigrades. They are microscopic, or to be more precise, near microscopic animals. There are there are well over 1,000 known species of these tiny animals, which belong to the phylum Tardigrade. Most tardigrades range in length from 0.05 to 1 millimeters, though the largest species can grow to be 1.5 millimeters in length. They are also sometimes called water bears. Waters because that's where they thrive best, and bear because of the way they move. Moss pig, moss piglet is another name for tardigrades because of the way they look when they view from the front. They are first discovered in Germany in 1773 by John Gozzi, who coined the name tardigrade. As I said, as I say, there are many different species of tardigrade, too many to describe here, but generally speaking, the different species share similar physical traits. They have a body which is short, also rounded, a bit like a barrel, and the body comprises four segments. Each segment has a pair of legs, and these and at the ends which and at the end of which are between 4 and 8 sharp claws. I should say I should also say that some species don't have any claws. What they have are discs, and these work by means of suction. They enable the tardigrade to clinch on the surfaces or to grip its prey. Within the body, there's, there are no lungs or any organs for breathing at all. Instead, oxygen and also blood are just bottled in a fluid that fills the cavity of the body. As far as the tardigrade has a concerned, the best way I can describe this is flat looks that are straight, a bit squashed. The best way I can describe this is a look that is straight, a bit squashed, even. Though many of the websites I look at describe its experience as cute, which isn't exactly very scientific. The tardigrade smile is the kind of tooth that can be opened outwards to reveal teeth-like structures known as stylus. These are sharp enough to pierce plants or animal cells. So, where's our tardigrades found? Well, they live in every part of the world, in a variety of habitats, most commonly on the bed of a lake or on many kinds of plants or in very wet environments. There's, there's been some interesting research which has found that tardigrades are capable of surviving radiation and very high pressure, as they're also able to withstand temperatures minus as cold as minus 200 degrees centigrade or higher more than 148 degrees centigrade, which is incredibly hot. It has been said that tardigrades could survive long after human beings have been wiped out, even in the event of an asteroid hitting the Earth. If conditions become too extreme and tardigrades are at risk of dying out, they enter a state called cryptobiosis. They curve into a ball called a tun, that's TUN, by retracting their heads and legs, and their metabolism drops to less than 1% of normal levels. They can remain like this until they are reintroduced to water. when they will come back to life in a matter of a few hours. While in a state of cryptopsis, tardigrades produce a protein that protects their DNA. In 20 and eight, in 2016, scientists revived two tardigrades that had been turned for than three 30 years. There was a report that in 1948, a, a 130 and 12 one, 130 years old turned were revived, but this experiment will never be repeated. There are currently several tests taking place in space too, to determine how long tardigrades might be able to survive there. I believe the record so far is 10 days. So moving on, in terms of their diets, tardigrades consume liquids in order to survive. Although they have teeth, they don't use teeth for chewing. They suck the juices from the moss or extract fluid from the seaweed. But some species prey on other tardigrades. For other species are within their own. I suppose this isn't surprising, given that tardigrades are mainly composed of liquid and are coated with a type of gel. Finally, I'd like to mention the conservation status of tardigrades. It's estimated that they have been existence for approximately half a billion years, and in that time, they have survived 5 mass extinctions. So it will probably come to no surprise to you that tardigrades have not been ev- evaluated by the International Union for Conservation of Nature and are not on any endangered list. Some research have described them as thriving.